And very uplifting story now, because a retired teacher has told this programme why she has fostered several child refugees who arrived here without their parents. They've all moved into Pat Fenton's home on the outskirts of Nottingham. Pat is the face of a new project to recruit foster carers for foreign children across the East Midlands. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
Oh my goodness, look at this!
They're like mother and daughter, but they only met 3 years ago. Pat's been looking after Chi since she arrived from Vietnam alone. She was 14 years old.
Go for it.
Chi's one of over 300 unaccompanied foreign children who were in care in the East Midlands last March. We've changed her name because she's afraid of being identified as a refugee. Pat's also fostered boys from Sudan and Syria.
The first one I had, it was quite scary that first night because I'm a single woman living on my own. But he was delightful, lovely, really nice young man. He'd just been picked up off the back of a lorry. He was very dirty, dishevelled and scared, didn't speak any English at all. I said something into Google Translate. Apparently I asked to marry him. I think I was asking if he wanted a cup of tea or something like that. It's just smiles, thumbs up, but you need a sense of humour.
Unaccompanied children are taken into care because they're too young to claim asylum. Some are eventually deported. But Chi's now proved her right to refugee status here. Her family paid a people smuggler to bring her through China after she was arrested because of their religion and her granddad was found dead. This was the end of a terrifying journey.
I didn't even know that I was in England. They told me to get off the van. I was like crying and just like really cold and hungry and thirsty as well. It was really scary.
Chi was placed with Pat after handing herself into the police. And 3 years on, she's now applying to university.
Portsmouth? Why Portsmouth?
Because it's near the sea.
Pat gets an allowance to pay for Chi's foster care. She's been given specialist training too.
She refers to me as her mother. And as a Christian, it's one of the things that we do is look after the homeless, the refugees, those that are in need. And so it was a no-brainer, really.
Some people must say to you, look, there are British children that need fostering. Why don't you take them in instead?
It's true, we need lots of more foster carers across the board, but I just felt that my calling was, particularly on the skill set that I have, just fits working with unaccompanied asylum seekers, and these children have had such tough times beforehand that they deserve it.
I learned a lot of things from Pat, and the best thing, being loved. Pat's just always really supportive. Even to think about it makes me like want to cry. She's the best.
Well, I think she's right. She is the best, isn't she? That's just fantastic. And Jeremy, I think, as I said at the beginning, they're actually looking for more sort of carers just like Pat for right across the East Midlands.
They are, and an appeal's gone out today, actually, for new homes for 40 child refugees. Now, this has come from councils right across the region who've joined forces for a new project known as Place to Call Home. They managed to get some money from the government for this, from the Controlling Migration Fund. They're now looking for foster carers who've got the time, really, to nurture children who've been traumatised and also to help them adjust to the culture here.
This country can give to these young people, and you know they come to this country, they're escaping terror and really bad experiences that they've had with no family. They're here on their own, and I think we've got people in this area that can really support them and nurture them to become great young adults.
Oh, so it just transforms lives, doesn't it? So why do they need more of these
Well,
carers?
councils here have been under pressure for some time to take more of these unaccompanied children, and this is partly to ease the burden on places like Kent, where youngsters who are found near the channel ports get taken into care. And of course, recently you will have seen those small boats crossing the channel illegally. That's really created huge political pressure to put a stop to that. But there's also been a row over giving vulnerable children safe ways to travel here legally. The government got quite a lot of criticism for failing to honour what's known as the Dubs Amendment. Now, it says that will be replaced by a new law which protects child refugees.
Well, let's hope they find some more amazing carers like Pat. Jeremy, thanks very much for that. Thank you.